Welcome again to Stories by Suranya. I'm Suranya, and this is a short story called Faith, which I had written on 22nd of February 2017. The sun was about to set on the western horizon. The sky was now a palette of red, yellow, orange across the vast blue canvas with occasional clouds around the setting crimson disk between the hills of the Aravallis. Lake Pichola reflected the colors of the sky on itself like a mirror. The boats rode on it, tourists, artists, photographers, honeymoon couples enjoying the beauty and serenity of the sunset. Further eastwards, somewhere up in Bhilwara, the waterfalls reflected the color of the red sky as though blood streamed down to the pool below. The gentle breeze blew, sweeping aside the unmanned hair from the face of the lone being that stood there, watching the water create ripple on the pool and reflect the sky. The Bhimlath was quiet, except for the turbulence of the heart and the waterfall. Do you still remember the sunsets? Do you remember how you loved the sunsets? He smiled, watching the sun ready to go home for the day from the private boat he was sitting in on the Pichola. Do you remember how you used to say you loved the darkness, the uncertainty, the sky with the thousand stars? Do you still hate the darkness? She wondered, staring at the crystal clear water of the Vimlath. Do you still fear uncertainties? You always smiled at sunsets with hope, and I at you. He smiled unmindfully. You always feared the darkness. You feared getting lost in it someday. Isn't that why I called you the light of my life? And I always called you my sunshine. She looked up at the bright red clouds. They looked as if someone had colored them in the wrong canvas. The red was moving fast between the hills. Now he could see only half of it. Perhaps this is the color you would have worn that day, isn't it? Perhaps this is the color you would have filled my hairline with. I hate it now. It hurts my eyes. All I can see is blood and wounds. I love it because it reminds me of the heart where you reside, he sighed. You always said every great story didn't always deserve a happy ending. Is that why we didn't make it, Pratap? You always assumed happy endings were the eternal truth of every love. What about the love that couldn't fight the society? Was that love not love at all, Ajabde? Love is not true until you fight for it, Pratap. You were a fighter. I thought you would. I thought you knew my soul like a mirror reads a face, Ajabde. I never said we won't. I said not now. I was wrong. The sky was a shade darker now, like someone had just added a colorful tint to the midnight blue. Slowly, the sunlight was fading away, giving the clouds back their original grey. Her driver interrupted a little awkwardly. Madam ji, I think we should leave for Bijolia now. It's getting dark. Hukum, we should turn the boat homewards. I want to stay a little longer. One by one, the stars were now visible in the evening sky. The moon appeared a little faded and yellowish in its crescent shape. Soon, its beam would spread across the night sky and the grey clouds would hover around it. The moon, however, seemed happy dancing in the reflection of the water. Do you remember our nights, Pratap? Your poetry, your thoughts always calmed my mind, Ajab. Those midnight snacks, those festivities, those gangors we fasted together, she smiled. Those sneaking away into the darkness, those peaceful silences. Did you replace me, Pratap? Did you forget me, Ajabde? How can I ever replace you, Ajabde? You taught me how to love. You taught me to go where the heart takes me. Every time I try to love someone, I will always end up falling in love with you all over again. How can I forget you, Pratap? None can forget the breath they take for life. You are the breath of fresh air for me, the one who taught me to live with my self respect and never bow down until I am wrong. But I lost you in what you taught me. Irony, isn't it? Could you be more stubborn, Ajabde? Could we not just run away from all these? You knew that the property and inheritance didn't matter to me as much as you did, ever. You taught me to fight for what is right, Pratap. You taught me not to run while I'm fighting for the right battle. You told me to face the world, face my fears, and face my feelings. How could I let all of that just go to be with you? Just to be yours? Does society really matter more than our love, Ajabde? Do we not know that we are always there for each other, with or without a social consent? You're my strength, Ajabde. I survive with hope every day just to see you once, be with you once again. You are my weakness, Pratap. I never wanted to come all this way here to who I have become. I have traveled a long way, struggled with my own kings, and tried to be an independent soul who doesn't care anymore. I can't lose myself for you, not anymore. I wish I could see you now, just hold you and say, "Look, Ajab, I'm not scared of the darkness anymore. I want to hold your hand and fight. I love the darkness as much as I wish you would move on, Pratap. You must be happy in your world." Have you ever imagined what life could have been, Ajabde? How we could have been as man and wife? He smiled. Have you ever had my dreams, Pratap? The ones in which we wake up every day to a simple life. You serve me breakfast in bed, you surprise me with a sunflower. And you, perhaps running across the house behind a naughty kid. He would have your laughter, Ajabde. It would resonate through the whole house. He would have your eyes, Pratap, brown and dreamy. Darkness engulfed the Himlat. The stars made occasional appearances like the moon as the cloud became thicker. She looked up at the sky and smiled faintly. Remember our stargazing nights, Ajab? The one where you talked to the constellations and I to your eyes? How you blushed at my stares, smiled at my thoughts. Do you remember nature felt alive once upon a time holding your hand, Pratap? Or the files, business, the empire, probably a fiance weighs you down to a social life away from all these now. Do you still love the darkness, Ajabde, or do you enjoy the sun with someone, perhaps a happy future? Does he love you as much as I do? Do you feel suffocated with those papers, that big room and responsibility? Do you feel like running away, Pratap? You taught me to fight, Ajabde. You taught me that things will happen how they are meant to be. What if we meet someday? Will you talk to me like old times? Can I smile at you without regrets? She shook her head. What if I tell you I'm as lonely as you are, Ajab? What if it's all fate? What if this is a cruel joke destiny is playing on us? What if time leads us to healing pains and forgetting regrets? What if it leads me to you again? I'm sorry, Pratap. I'll not embrace my weakness. You lost me when it was time to be yours. I don't take back the life that has been taken from me once. The gentle breeze suddenly grew stronger. The winter rain was pretty much rare here, but here it was. She felt a droplet on her cheek, hoping it was just a raindrop. He stared at the occasional droplets. I lost you like a cloud loses these raindrops, never to get them back again. The cloud loses itself. He held out his hand as the droplets fell on his palm. I lost you because I was weak to love you, Ajabde. I don't deny that, not today. You lost me because you taught me things you couldn't live up to, Pratap. When you should have. I wish you had held on to me. I wish I hadn't let you leave. Now it's too late. The end.